Have you ever found yourself in an impossible situation? A situation where you feel like that there's no way out. It seems like everybody else is going to have victory, but not you. You've tried, you've attempted, you put your best foot forward, but no matter what you try, you keep on failing. You keep on repeating the same sin. You keep falling down into that dark, miry clay that King David cried out to the Lord. He said, Lord, I've found myself in a dark, miry clay. And then he said this, but the Lord took me out of that miry clay and set my feet on a solid rock. I want to shoot a video today just for people who are in the middle of a battle. Maybe it's in your marriage. You're having battles in your matrimony. Seems like you're always fighting. Seems like you can't get along. Seems like no matter what you do, that the unity's not there. It feels like you've lost love for her or you've lost love for him. And you've been crying out to God and it seems like he's not listening. It seems like he's not hearing your prayers. Or maybe it's a financial struggle in your life. It seems like no matter how hard you work, that the bills are stacked up. And as soon as you work. As soon as you get your check, it's already gone. And you're like, Lord, when is there going to be a relief? When is there going to be an open door? When are you going to allow me to breathe some fresh air, some airs of peace? Or maybe it's with an addiction. Maybe it's to drugs. Maybe it's to alcohol. Maybe it's to cigarettes. Maybe it's to pornography. Can I tell you something? I want to read a story to you real quick. And it's going to show you that there is nothing, listen up, there is nothing impossible for God. This is a story that reached out to my heart because I'm actually in the middle of one of those battles right now. In the middle of one of those situations where it seems like it's impossible. And I don't understand. But I know this. If God could do it for him, God could do it for me too. And God can definitely do it for you. It's out of Mark chapter 5, verses 1 through 15. Look what it says. They came to the other side of the sea, to the country of the Gerasenes. And when Jesus had stepped out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. He lived among the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain. For he had often been bound with shackles and chains, but he wrenched the chains apart. He broke the shackles in pieces. No one had strength to subdue him. I want you to know this. In this story of this man, people tried to reach out and help him. They tried to bring sanity to him. They tried to deliver him. They tried to set them free. But let me tell you something. There's situations in your life. There's battles going on in your life. There's a struggle going on in your life. And humans can't help you. You know, humans could do certain things. We could build up houses. We could fix cars. We could work a 9 to 5. You know, we could work relationships. But then there's certain things that only God can do. But I want you to know this. When the human abilities, it seems like it's all ran out. Let me tell you something. God will step in for you. He stepped out of that boat, and as soon as he set his foot on the sand, look what happens. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains, he was always crying out, cutting himself with stones. And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him. And crying out with a loud voice, he said, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High? I adjure you by God, do not torment me." The crazy thing about this part of the story is that sometimes unclean spirits understand and recognize Jesus more than Christians. They understand that he was the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and they knew his power and they knew his authority, and they came and they subjected themselves to him. They submitted to the Lord of Lords. Can I ask you something? Do you believe in Jesus like that? Are you willing to throw yourself down at his feet? Are you willing to cry out for your miracle, for your breakthrough, for your blessing? These demons did. Don't let the demons, unclean spirits that are cursed to go to hell, don't let them have more faith in God than you today. God is coming. He's stepping out. He was in the middle of a preaching. He stopped. You know why? Because he's seen the need of a soul that was desperate for a miracle, that was desperate for change. And God said, what's impossible for men is possible for God. I want you to understand that. Look what happens. For he was saying, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." And Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And he begged them earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now great herds of pigs was feeding there on the hillside, and they begged him, saying, Send us to the pigs, let us into them. So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs in the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushing down the steep bank into the sea and drowned the sea. Can I tell you something? That God heard the cry of these demons, and God had mercy on them. Can I ask you something? Do you think that you're more valuable than a demon? Of course you are. It says that God numbers the hairs on your head. You're more valuable than an unclean spirit. And let me tell you something. God has heard your prayers, and God is going to move in your life. Keep trusting him. Keep putting your faith in the Lord. God had mercy on them. And look what it says. And those who had seen and described to them what happened to the demon-possessed man and to the pigs, and they began to beg Jesus to depart from their region. As he was getting to the boat, the man who had been possessed with demons begged him that he might be with them. And he did not permit him, but said, Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has mercy on you. Can I tell you something? Everything that's been building up in your life, the matrimony, the finances, the addictions, the hurt, the pain, the sickness in a loved one's life, it's all been building up for God to do a miracle. And when God does a miracle, please listen, don't forget the Lord. Be a testimony and glorify God, that God seen you in the middle of your struggle, seen you in the middle of your battle, seen you in the middle of that pit, that deep, dark pit, and he had mercy on you, and he pulled you out of that pit and set your feet on a solid rock. I don't know when God is going to open up the door. I don't know when God is going to restore the marriage. I don't know when God is going to set you free from those addictions. But I know that God can and God will. God bless you. I hope this video has been a blessing to you. I hope it's encouraged you. If you would like to show your appreciation for this video, for this channel, you can do so in two different ways. One is a super thanks. Looks like this. Doesn't matter the amount. The second one is channel membership. Check it out in the perks below, in the subscriptions below. God bless you. Until next time, I love you so much.